Los Angeles Lakers have already made a splash after that early playoff exit earlier in the spring to the Suns. The Lakers, Rusell Westbrook, heading to L.A. to play alongside LeBron James, Anthony Davis. What do you make of this trade that went down earlier this evening?
Well, I'll tell you what, I liked the trade a lot better in theory when it was Kyle Kuzma and Montrezl Harrell for Buddy Hield. I just don't know for the life of me how you are going to put LeBron James and Rusell Westbrook on the court at the same time. Rusell Westbrook is a guy that dominates the ball. He's a guy that needs to get into the paint to be effective. He is not a guy that you want standing around on the perimeter knocking down shots when he's left open. It's a weird fit to me. I liked it so much more when it was Buddy Hield and when they were able to keep Kentavious Caldwell-Pope as well. I mean, when you have LeBron, all you want are guys that make shots and will play tough defense. And that is not what Rusell Westbrook is. I don't understand it, fan. To talk me into this, make sense of it to me. I don't get why this makes any sense.
Well, I think the first and foremost thing that I have to say is you're talking about LeBron James. You're talking about one of the all-time players in the history of the game. And when he has been alongside just about anybody, he has elevated them. He has figured out ways to make it work more times than he has not. Rusell Westbrook comes with a lot. And the Los Angeles Lakers gave up some key assets here, and they're betting on Rusell Westbrook's superstardom to fit into the equation here. Now, I have my doubts because guess what? LeBron James has worked with a lot of different players. He is not the player that he was. Father Time is starting to catch up to King James, and I still have full faith in him. I'm not going to bet against LeBron James, but the fact is, Rusell Westbrook has always been a ball-dominant player who needs to have the ball in his hands late in a game, and trying to mesh those things out is going to be key. I think we would both agree that Rusell Westbrook, in the minds of NBA followers, fans, everybody, whether he's loved or hated for who he is as a player, the thought I've always had in mind is I don't think Rusell Westbrook can be the best player on a team that's winning the NBA championship. It's now or never for Russ. And he's going to have to do things differently for this to work. I get why they did it. I did like the Buddy Hield idea more. I'm fascinated by it. This is sports talk heaven. I'm not going to doubt, but I will say LeBron's never worked with somebody like Rusell Westbrook and vice versa for Russ. So I hope that for Rusell Westbrook, he overcomes a lot of the doubts about him and puts it all into a team product that if he can make some sacrifices, if LeBron James can work things out with him, if Anthony Davis is working things out with him, when they're at their best, it's a team that can be hoisting a Larry O'Brien trophy.
Yeah, the one thing I will say is this in defense of the trade, and I'm not a huge fan of it. Like I said, I really wish that they would have gotten Buddy Hield. It just makes more sense to put shooters around him. But we all said that Kevin Durant, James Harden, and Kyrie Irving was not going to be able to work. That you put those three guys on a court, it's not going to be able to work. To a point, at the end of the day, the best fit that you can have as an NBA organization might just be fitting the three best players that you possibly can on the same roster and then figuring it out. And if we've known one thing about LeBron, it's that he's going to find a way to win. Like, he's going to be in the mix at the end of the day. If they didn't end up having all of the injuries, if the Lakers didn't this season, they probably would have made a run because that's just what LeBron does. So it doesn't really seem like it's something that's that savvy, but it's LeBron. At some point, you just kind of have to bet on him, right?
You do. You have to bet on him. And I'm really intrigued, actually, to see the return here. Because I think for Washington, this is a forward-looking trade for them in their attempt to retool some things. I think Kyle Kuzma needed a change just for himself. I don't think that he was fully meshing there in Los Angeles. So I actually think that things could go better for him in Washington. That's just my personal opinion. And Montrezl Harrell is someone who is serviceable. So we'll see what happens here with Washington. I think that it's a very unique move by them. I think it can be forward-looking. We'll see what happens.